Good morning. A little bit of Monday motivation for y'all. Something I wanted to talk about real quick, which is one of the most powerful tools that we all have when we are healing up from abuse or loss, or we're just trying to get to the point where we are okay. And before I tell you what the tool is, I'm going to share with you a story. I was at the park the other day with my daughter, and there are these platform steps that are at the park, and they basically they're there to teach kids how to balance and how to overcome their fear of heights and things like that. So anyway, she was doing it, and there was this really, in the middle of the play area, there was like this really high platform to step on, and she tried to step on it, and she just froze, and she just started crying. She just started just bawling and just freaking out. And I was like, now this is not something she's never done before. We've been to this park for years. She's done these exact same steps for years. And I got her off the platform, and I was like, all right, let's have a cool off moment. Let's sit down. Let's talk about this. What are you feeling? And she said, Daddy, I felt like I was going to fall. And I was like, okay, no problem. It's like, but you've done this before. And she's like, yeah, I just felt like I was going to fall. And I was like, who told you you were going to fall? She was like, I just felt like it. It's like, was there a voice in your head that said that you could do it? She was like, yes. I was like, that's the voice you need to listen to. The voice that says you're capable of doing it. In fact, you've done this many times before. So it's not like you don't know how to do it. You have to trust yourself and trust your body to make the exact right decisions intuitively to perform this task. It's like, okay, Daddy, I get it. So we went back to the platform steps, and she did it. She did it. She did it, up, down, backwards, forwards, got on the step, turned around a couple of times, went back down. I mean, she got her mojo back. And then after that, she went and climbed some, we have a rope ladder stuff over there. And the moral of the story is, and this was something that stuck out to me, was learning to trust your inner voice. My biggest lesson that I learned from being discarded by a narcissist, and then also having to, go through a divorce and everything prior to that, was don't ignore my inner voice. We all have it. And this inner voice will guide us. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's God talking, that's a spirit, this and that. Whatever you want to call it, however you want to term it, that voice is essential to keeping you out of harm's way. And I've learned that when I ignore that voice, when those little things that irk me, I just tell it to shut up, or I move in a way in life that I don't feel right, I don't feel is genuine, then later down the line, I wind up paying for it in some form or fashion. I've learned not to shut down my voice. When you're healing up from narcissistic abuse, when you're healing up from any kind of abuse, or even when you're dating again, you're getting to know a new person or whatever, be in tune with your inner voice. That I guess you could say, well, for lack of a better word, that voice that tells you hey, this doesn't feel right, or this feels great, but take it slow, or build yourself up, or what are your dreams, what are your passions? That inner light will guide you down the right way. In Christian theology, remember, I don't subscribe to any religion, and this is not one of those YouTube channels that does that. However, there are plenty of good YouTube channels that do. More power to them. That when we take a look at that inner voice, I'm reminded of the fact that in Christian theology, we were taught that, we were made in the image of God. And if God can create the universe in 7 days, 6 business days, however you want to look at it, we also have the ability to create with our minds, right? And with that being the case, we also have the ability to guide ourselves to healthy choices. Now, we all have a choice to live correctly, right? Narcissists choose not to live by that inner voice. You don't think there's an inner voice that's screaming to them right now? Yo, what are you doing? Why are you cheating on this good person? Why are you out here lying? Why are you out here stealing? They chose to shut it off, though. They chose to ignore it. They chose to say, you know what? I don't want to listen to it. It's not that big of a deal. I'm going to live for me. That inner voice has been stifled and shut down, and they're now on autopilot. Okay? There's no driver behind the seat. Yeah, there's no driver in the seat, right? However, we have the ability as empaths or recovering codependents, or just, regular run-of-the-mill people, however you want to term yourself, we have the ability to listen to our inner voice and say, hey, this doesn't feel right, or that feels really good, or, you know what, I want to explore something new. I want to, what is my purpose? What is my passion? Or this is what I really want to be doing with my life. And the more we follow our voice, the more we allow our intuition to take over. Again, a lot of people call it the spirit, the voice of God, whatever the case may be. When we allow that light to continue to guide us, it does two things. It lights, the little spark burns an entire burning fire within us. And it lights the way to healing. Your inner voice is telling you, get healed, move forward, research, stay grounded in the truth. That's why you're watching me. That's why you're watching other great narcissistic abuse survivor coaches. That's why that's why you maybe even crying or journaling or working through things. That's why you're saying, you know what, I'm not ready to date right now. Or, hey, I'm dating someone and I see some issues that are making me skittish. Or, I'm dating someone, this person's really awesome. Or, I want to give back. Or, I want to pursue this hobby. That inner voice, it's what's guiding you. When we stifle the inner voice, we get hurt. And I can tell you from experience, I've done that. When I felt manipulated in the beginning of the relationship with a narcissistic ex, and instead of putting my foot down, I just said, all right, I'm gonna let it continue. Yeah, I stifled it. When time went on and the devalue stage was in full effect, and I was dealing with anger and depression and despair, drowning in what I could only describe as black ink, because the depression was that crushing, and my inner voice was telling me something ain't right. You gotta make some drastic major changes. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna listen to you. When the discard happened and I was healing up and I was, watching hundreds of hours of YouTube, and then I opened the door for the Hoover to occur, and my inner voice was like, no, don't do that. That's not going to work. You know what this person is. You know what they're capable of. You know what they've done to you and your family and your children. You know. You have the knowledge. Don't do it. I said, nah, inner voice. I got this. I'm all right. You probably just bugging. It was just a long couple of months. We're all right. I shut down my inner voice. 2 weeks later, my inner voice was like, yo, there's problems in River City. This person ain't telling you the truth. This person is not adamant and not repentant about fixing the problems that split y'all up. No. And I said, you know what? Okay. And then when the opportunity came to get away from that situation, my inner voice said, yo, this is your second chance at life. Don't blow it. You know what you need to do. This time I listened to the inner voice. And we had to part ways. It hurt like hell. It still hurts in a way. Because I see it affects my family, affects my children. Right? But I'm at peace. I'm not drowning in black ink depression. I'm not feeling confused and bemuddled and memory loss and fatigue and tired all the time, not wanting to face life. No. I'm dealing with different obstacles, different struggles, but I feel equipped enough to handle that. But that was because I listened to my inner voice this time. And I'm never not going to listen to my inner voice. I will try my best. There are going to be times in which I'm probably going to do something, against it, whatever. Right? But the truth is, I could tell you from my life experience, the best thing I ever did was listen to my inner voice. When I've listened to it, when I've acted in accordance with it, when I've set boundaries in accordance with it, when I've opened the door to good people and I've closed the door to bad people, when I've spent my time doing time-wasting things and replaced it with healthy things, because my inner voice was like, bruh, get your act together. I never regret it. Ever. I want you to do the same. Remember, in life, you grow through it or you just go through it. And one of the things to help you to grow through it is your inner voice. There's something in you. There's fire within you. A burning fire. There's a whole forest fire that needs to be sparked by you. But you gotta listen to your inner voice. Be okay with it. It's not weird. It's not crazy. It's not like, oh my God, what's going on? No. It's a tool. It's something part of you that will help you heal. Follow the light to healing. Follow your inner voice. If people think that you have too many boundaries, your walls are too high, whatever, forget them. Their voices aren't your voices. Well, their voices aren't your voice. Follow what's right for you. Listen to your voice. Your voice is there to guide you. It's your connection to the universe. And the universe never lets us down. You could call the universe God, Holy Spirit, karma, whatever you want to say, however you want to term it, whatever makes you feel comfortable, that's your connection. Keep that connection alive. Love that connection. Love that voice within yourself. Love you. When the narcissist came and made you doubt yourself, because yes, my narcissistic ex made me do that all the time. I would get excited about something, want to do something. Oh, you sure? Really? Oh, I don't think so. No. Trust me. I have your best interests at heart. Trust me. Meanwhile, my inner voice is like, bro, This opportunity. Take this opportunity. Do this. Do that. Take your career to that level. No, trust me. I will never hurt you. Okay? The narcissist hates when we listen to our inner voice. That's the biggest, that enrages them the most. When you listen to your inner voice, you set boundaries. You are out there dumping them or discarding them, however you want to call it, but you're out there dumping them. You're out there saying, nah, I'm not going to play your games. I'm not going to react. I'm going to respond. This is what happens when your inner voice is in tune. You're in tune with your inner voice. That's it. Because remember, they're not. We all have a conscience. We all have an inner voice. Narcissists have chosen to turn it off. It's on mute. They are in complete autopilot, and a lot of them are just completely taken over by darker forces than just themselves. Because left to our own devices, humans are wretched animals. But you have other things in there, like that are brought in by, like, say, addictions, like porn addiction or drug addiction or whatever, and that's it. There's all kinds of creatures driving that wheel. Okay? Look. Love your inner voice. That's your biggest tool to healing. That's your biggest tool to rebuilding. That's your biggest tool to protect you from further narcissistic encounters. When your inner voice tells you stay grounded in truth, learn all you can, read books, watch YouTube videos, read the articles, practice what you learn. That's your inner voice. Okay? You got this. For this week, I want you to start listening to your inner voice more and more and more. And watch how your week turns out. And leave a comment below if you haven't listened to your voice. Or if you have. I want to hear some experiences. I want to hear. And plus, for people who are watching the videos, I want them to see that I'm not just talking some horse hooey out my rear end. This stuff works. I want people, share your stories. Share them. It's only going to help everyone else who is recovering and to get better. That's it for my Monday motivation. Be blessed, y'all.